Hey you, it's intimidating Scones. So, thanks for the people that watched my last video and were supportive. Um, it actually took a bit of courage to finally put that up. It was recorded about a month before I put it up, even though I promised myself no matter what, it would go up. Because I feel like one thing I have to do for myself is tell my story and make sure that I don't hide from it. So, thank you. Another thing, some changes. Um, I won't be playing WildStar anymore. I love the game. It was a lot of fun. I probably would have kept playing it, but some things in life can't be. So, Minecraft is probably going to be my go-to game now. We'll see if that changes, but I don't know. Um, so my new goal, my old goal for the longest time was to recover from PTSD, and by my own definition I have. And now my new goal in life is to pursue being a novelist. I may have to define what that means as well. But we're going to start a new Minecraft world. I tend to start them often and never get very far in them. And I guess there's always the question of what do you consider far? Um, I always wished I could get to the Ender Dragon legitimately, but I probably never will. Ooh, desert. Oh. Okay, we're good. And part of that is just so difficult to get resources, enough resources to really grind your way to the Ender Dragon. Probably worth it. And if I could make a living playing Minecraft, I'd totally do it. Maybe one day I will. But for now, I'm gonna try something a little different. I'm gonna make up some rules. And, because the reason I tend to get bored is just because I get frustrated. Like, one game I got really far in, I had a saddle and everything, and I had a pocket full of diamonds, and but I made a base, and I could not, for the life of me, find a fortress in the Nether. So I couldn't get to the next step. I couldn't get any fire rods. I couldn't do any of that good stuff. And I explored and I explored, and I lost so much iron exploring that area. And finally I said, okay, screw it. I'm going to take my horse and my pocket full of diamonds. Mind you, I couldn't get an ender, I had an ender pearl, but I couldn't get the ender eye because of the fire. I needed the fire for that, so I couldn't make an ender chest. So I said, okay, I'm just gonna take my pocket full of diamonds and my horse and find a new place to settle. And what was awful was I got glitched into a wall. I fell in a hole and then I got shot because it was the middle of the night. And when I was shot, I was in the wall and suffocated. And I was trying to get out of the wall. And I finally realized that I was still on my horse, and that might have been what was doing it. I mean, it was a very hilarious death, but I lost everything. And I had no idea where I was from. I don't think my home base existed at that point. I think I took my bed with me. And then this past game I made was really fantastic, but that had problems too. I don't know what happened, but I died at one point. Actually, I should just make a sword if I'm gonna be killing these cows. They're everywhere, and leather is nice. So when I died, I spawned with the message that something was obstructing my home bed, which was ridiculous. And I spawned so far away from my home that I had no idea where it was, and I hadn't written down the coordinates like I usually do. So I was really sad from that last one because that was a really pretty house, and I never actually put that one up. Anyway, enough about my random Minecraft sorrows. Let's talk about the rules of this Minecraft. So my hope is, ooh, cows everywhere. Okay, my hope is that this will be a Minecraft game that I don't give up on. And the way I'm going to do that is when I'm going to use cheats basically. So I get to unlock items. And the way I unlock items is by finding them the first time. And I might tweak this a little bit to make it a little harder because it does seem a little broken that when I find one diamond, suddenly I get to just spawn as many diamonds as I want. But that's pretty much how I'm doing it. That is that gravel? That's funny. That once I get an item, then I don't have to just grind for it. It's not gravel. What is that? I have no idea what I'm looking at. Was this added recently? Because I have not been on the face of the earth recently. But anyway, so my goal is not necessarily to get to the end. Whoops, that's my problem. It is more to enjoy Minecraft as a game, make some really pretty houses, because for one thing I've noticed is with my mind being a little more clear of my troubles. Diorite? What on earth is diorite? And what can I make with it? It doesn't seem to be particularly rare. Huh. Well, I'm gonna get a little bit of it and look up later what I can do with it. I need to get some stone so I can get this iron too. What was I talking about? Oh, I seem to be a lot more creative now that my mind is not totally hell-bent on PTSD recovery and etc. A completely noble venture, I assure you. However, it's good to really feel like myself again. Good to feel like I can use those parts of my brain to work on what I want to work on, which, like I said, being a novelist and playing some Minecraft, because Minecraft is the bomb. So, as far as other goals for Minecraft, nothing too fancy. I'm gonna, for the most part, try to really do it more legitimately than not. But that's sort of like the, I will, when it's easier to, or not easier, but when it's easy to get an item. Like, see, I'm still digging up plenty of cobble. When it's right here, it doesn't take much effort. I'll do it the traditional way. But if it's the sort of thing of, well, I can either spend 8 hours grinding or I can just spawn it, I'm going to spawn it and then go spend 8 hours writing because I want to be a professional writer, not a professional Minecrafter. So that's sort of how we're doing this. I hope that doesn't upset anyone. If it does, then you might want to reconsider your priorities. Wait, what is this then? If that's diorite, andesite. Huh. And this is the weird thing. I've taken polished diorite. I've taken, ooh, well, I mean, it's interesting. I wonder if they did that just to give people more skins to work with. Which means I may want to, I know they're not going to cave in on me. I keep thinking that it's gravel or something. I may want to download a new skin and see what people have done with this. Now I'm wondering if this is yet another stone. That's my iron ore. No, just the two. Oh, it's already getting dark. So, what? Is that dirt? Or, no, that's definitely not dirt. It's granite. Ooh, I want to make a granite house. Oh, all the happy things. And it's pink granite. Well, okay, it looks kind of brownish. Maybe it'll look more pink in the sunlight. I live in a part of the US that's close to pink granite quarries. So a lot of my favorite beautiful buildings are pink granite. In general, pink is not necessarily my favorite color. As a girl, I've been sort of turned off by pink because it has too much connotation with it. But recently I've kind of been more open to it as a color. I just tend to not look good in lighter colors, so I prefer things like maroon. Okay. I also have the feeling that I'm like a, I'm looking at these really common resources and I'm acting like a kid in a candy store. I wonder. Darn. I'm acting like a kid in a candy store, even though these are really common resources now. We'll see. It might be interesting if they weren't. And I just stumbled across this, basically a quarry. What was I talking about? Oh, oh yeah, the other thing, other interesting thing. At the end of that video, I talked about my last video, which at this point I'll just link in the description in case somebody's coming into this a long time from now. I mentioned that I'll build a home, and at the time I was being really metaphoric, talking about how I'll simply despite other people acting like they don't want me around because of my past, I'll build a home anyway. I'll find a place to belong. You know, that's what building a home meant, and it seems symbolic since I was playing Minecraft. Of course, now it seems really cheesy, but like I said, I'm a writer. I'm allowed to be cheesy. Oh, yep, there's scary things. Scary things looking at me. I'm not gonna go for those cows with scary things with bows around. I really need to go for these trees. But this past month, I haven't really been hiding per se. Not from you guys, not from video making. I have been hiding from other people a little bit, the people who are normally in my life. But I moved out of my old place. I moved away from I mean, my old roommate was one of the people that really didn't believe me, and made me feel really bad about my situation when he really shouldn't have. He was a really good friend at one time, and then it was like I didn't want to ever hang around him again, and I moved away from him. I moved into my own apartment. Hello, horsies. And it's just me here now. I haven't lived alone in a very long time. A very long time. And I was a little worried about how lonely I might get. But I've really been making this place my own. Really been creating a home for myself, literally. And one of my first goals in Minecraft is actually going to be recreating what my apartment looks like in Minecraft, and then going to some other spot and actually, this is silly. I have apples and such. Going to another spot and using my apartment as a template, but making an actual souped up Minecraft home with, you know, instead of making a representation, making a sort of fantasy home. And then after that, I'll probably go somewhere else and make some interesting um, buildings of some sort. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And who knows, I might also find some other game that would be interesting. Anyway, I've spent a lot of time talking about practically nothing. But I really am sort of interested in this exploration of really heading towards that goal of being a novelist again. And let me tell you what I know about it so far. One, I know it's feast or famine. It's a very difficult profession, and not a lot of people actually make a whole lot of money from it. The people who do make money from it make a whole lot of money from it. So but it was actually, I've had so many different suggestions on how to go about it. And some of the suggestions actually, shaped a big part of my life. One of the suggestions was not to study writing in college, but to study what I wanted to write about. That came from pretty much every novelist that I had the pleasure of speaking to, uh, that were like talking about. I don't know if you. I hope the sound isn't too loud, but that was a creeper on my rear. They said, and this was, you don't want to write literature. You want to write something entertaining, something science fiction, or fantasy is what I write. But a lot of this advice came from science fiction writers. More pretty stone. So it looks like this stone is a pretty common resource. Very cool. Huh. Some weird light going on. So, yeah, there's the creeper hole. Then I talked to a novelist. I think it was my senior year in college. I actually had the pleasure of speaking to Max Brooks, which I may or may not have mentioned this before. I'm making circles again. I tend to do this in Minecraft. And he advised me to self-publish. That it used to be, you had to live in New York or California and have a publisher and an editor and a literary agent, etc. But with Amazon and etc., those days are actually in the past. So that's definitely something to think about. Of course, I don't know how I want to go about things, and with this new age upon us, internet and self-promotion through YouTube or whatever means, I have a lot of options. However, some of them, ooh, cooked meat. I won't turn my nose up. Some of the options are mutually exclusive. Oh, that's clay. I don't really need clay, but it's here. I don't think it's so rare as it used to be. For example, if I self-promote, anything I put out there on the internet will not be bought by a publisher. So if I write something and put it up for free, or put it up at all, put it on the internet anywhere, once it has touched the internet, publishing companies will not touch it. So, and if they, you can't lie about that thing, that sort of thing. Fibbing in in this business is nobody will touch you. So you can't just hope that nobody finds out. You have to really be legitimate. So that's a big worry for me, that every word that I write, I have to debate. Do I want to use this word to get myself out there, get it known? Hey, here I am, I'm a writer. And hope that that somebody sees that and goes, hey, we need somebody this year. Let's take a risk on this one. And maybe hopefully use my self-promotion, use the internet as a means to, well, I'm beating it with a torch. Don't fall. Don't fall, Fluffy. I need your fluff. They finally did it! They finally put in, well, I guess mutton. Oh, first thing I want to do is make a shepherd's pie. I will be so happy if they put in shepherd's pie, because I now have mutton and carrots and potatoes in this game. They better have put in shepherd's pie. As far as the internet is concerned, shepherd's pie is basically my official favorite food. What was I talking about? Oh, look at me being super duper excited about. So yeah, every word I write is going to be a debate on, do I use this to self-promote, or do I hide it away in a little cubby, hoping that if a publishing company goes, hey, you're pretty good, do you have anything we can sell? I will be able to pull that out and go, why, yes, I do. And if I hoard some for myself and give out some for free, what percentage of that should that be? I suppose I've actually heard a statistic of successful business owners, what percentage they give out for free and what percentage they make people pay through the nose for. And that is actually what the percentage I heard was, you give out 90% of your product for free. And hello. How are you, buddy? And you make people pay through the nose for 10%. So maybe that's my answer right there. 90-10. And I suppose the only way I can really gauge that is to have two different stories. One I work on 90% of the time and put that one on my website. Ooh, that was lucky. And then Yeah, I have plenty of. One I work on 90% of the time, put that on my website, give that out to people for free. And one I work on 10% of the time and hoard that one away and hope that it's some semblance of complete by the time no. By the time I get someone's attention, if I ever do. I don't know why I just put that down. I kind of didn't mean to. And in case you're wondering, one person has actually already searched for my website, just taken a good educated guess. I do own intimidating-scones.com. It's so exciting. It's a terrible website right now, but you're welcome to go check it out. It's got a couple things up there, but I'm going to put a lot more work into it now. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. You can leave me comments through intimidating-scones.com. In fact, I should probably do a better job of looking for those comments. I kind of assumed nobody would find the site. This will free up a lot of space. It's also time to make a furnace. I wonder what happens when I cook these. Ooh, experimentation. But yeah, I am excited to finally get back to my original dreams, hopes and dreams that I've put off for way, way too long. Should probably make some more torches so I don't get lost down here. Oh, I put all my... It's nerve-wracking. Decisions to be made and things that are pretty important and kind of worth worrying about, but it's gonna be okay. I have to tell myself, I have to sit down and tell myself that every once in a while. My other people in my life tend to tell me that as well. Go ahead. Make an iron pickaxe. I wish I had something more philosophical to talk about. But really, I'm just happy to be me for the first time in a long, long time. Even when I just very recently was recovered, I didn't much like myself. I had a lot of resentment still. And it was kind of centered around the idea that I needed to hide. I finally kind of publicly announced to my friends that this unspoken pressure to pretend that nothing ever happened, that I had never had these difficulties, and even to pretend that these difficulties don't exist. I told them in the kindest way possible, I just am not going to do that. I can't actually imagine doing that. It's just not who I am. And one of the things my friend didn't know what I was talking about at the time. I was talking about one of our mutual friends didn't really want to spend time with me anymore because I mean, I wasn't telling her this, but one of our mutual friends didn't want to spend time with me because of the trauma I went through, and that he had seen me triggered once, and it upset him so much that he basically never wanted to see me again. And you know, and to his credit, I understand why he made that decision, and I'm not, even though I don't agree with it and I'm not happy by it, I can respect it. I can definitely respect it. Wow, I'm gonna be good on iron. I need to just find a place to settle down. Did they up the resources in this game or something? Or am I just getting lucky? Whew, that hole would not be lucky. But I was telling my friend, we were talking about him, and I'm like, yeah, he doesn't really want to spend time with me anymore, which is okay. Not everybody has to like me. And that I believe very, very firmly. Not everyone has to like me. This is actually something from way in my past, from before any of the really rough stuff happened. I came to this conclusion of not everybody has to like me. I guess I should have kind of expected nothing interesting would happen from cooking those things. But I'm a little disappointed. I mean, in real life, nothing interesting would happen from cooking them. Except that the rock would get hot. I suppose that's interesting. I wonder if you can make... Nope. Oh well, whatever. So, you know, that's pretty much where I am at with that. Wasn't there a way that I could split these? Yeah, like that. That doesn't actually, we can get one more though. I think there's more of that right here. I'm trying to conserve space in case you're wondering what on earth I'm doing. Yay! My pretty, pretty new rocks. I'm so happy. Woohoo! And that's the other thing from the end of that video, end of my last video. One of the things I was talking about was how I don't necessarily, this isn't my final evolution, so to speak. This isn't how I want to be for the rest of my life, and research actually shows people never stop changing, even though they think they will. that they just, or even when they are suggested to think about how much they've changed in the past 10 years, and then asked, how much do you think you'll change in the next 10 years? They say they changed a lot in the last 10. They don't think they'll change any in the next 10. And for me, I want some change. I want to get over a lot of my timidness that came from people basically telling me that the trauma I went through was a personality flaw. And I want to rout out some of those bad thoughts and bad habits from me, and make sure that what I'm doing and the reason I'm doing things are my own, not because some jerk told me something so many years ago. And the definition of my own recovery is the main definition is that I'm not being triggered anymore. That's very crucial. I guess I should be making some armor for myself. Oh! Is that a funny noise? Just throw the iron. Just throw it. Good job, Scones. Good job. So my main definition is that I'm not being triggered anymore, and that's very important. But my other definition is that I'm not making decisions about my future based on the traumas of my past. That is incredibly important too. And to be honest, I managed that one. I'm not actually conserving any space. They're giving me 4 back. Okay, well, now I know. I was able to not let my past control my decisions before I was able to stop the triggering. And so I have actually had a lot of practice with that, which is basically the whole, bravery thing, courage and determination. Facing things that might make me trigger. So now I'm simply enjoying the rewards of, I guess, normality once more. Because being triggered, oh man, it's exhausting. Exhausting isn't even a description of triggering. It is simply a byproduct. It's weird to have faith in myself again, but it's a good weird. All right. Well, I'm not going to get out of here until these things finish cooking, and I'm not going to subject you to that. And once again, thanks a lot for hanging out with me. And I never thought I'd add this to my ending, but thanks for being there for me. I've had a lot of kind comments, and I didn't really expect this much kindness. So thank you, everyone. I'll see you again soon.